Hi guys, Andari again. So Marland's got also today problems with connections errors, so I decided to go to Cerebi Wi-Fi chatroom again and look for some random encounters, and I found Natra, pretty cool player in pokes. So we decided to do some OU match, and I bring in my mix team, which acquires free OU pokes and free UU pokes. So I decided to go with my Infernape lead, and he do some great predicting my fake out into switching into Gengar. And after that he trick room his choice scarf item into my Infernape as I do some U-turn thing and bring in my Helios Volume 2, which is the cutest poke in the world. It's one of my favorite, and yeah, even this Politoed thing isn't cutest than this Helios Volume 2. So I decided just to go for the confuse rate to make it confused, and after that it hit itself in this confusion, and I use my Stab Thunderbolt to finish the job. So that's pretty cool sweep of the Helios Volume 2, and yeah, thanks to the Sandstorm special defense boost. So after that he ends up using his Credly, and I put it to the confusion status, and after that he ends up hitting itself in this confusion. So after that I just go for the super effective Ice Beam, and it ends up that this Credly is his special wall, so it didn't do that much, and he used Earth Power, which does surprisingly big amount of damage to my Helios. So I just want to save my Helios for later, and I'll take a switch into my Gyarados just to get some attack from Intimidate, but he ends up predicting me well this time also, using some Energy Ball, which isn't going to do that much to my Gyarados due to the special defense boost from the Sandstorm. So I decided to go for a Waterfall as it's super effective, and I end up getting a Flitch and a crit, which is fucking epic as hell. So the next turn 1 KO is pretty obvious here, so I just go for a Waterfall, don't want to over predict it here. And after that he just go for his Skarmory, which is a pain to all my team in this match, because you know it was perfectly nearly all of my pokes. So I just go for a Stone Edge, which didn't do that much to his Skarmory, and after that I just want to save my Gyarados for later, and I just take a switch into my Claydol as he set up the first layer of spikes. And after that I just go for the trick, and he ends up predicting me here as well too, because he switched into his Scizor, who possess Muscle Band, which is pretty unexpected item on this Scizor. So after that I just go setting up the layer of Stealth Rocks, and then I just let his Scizor destroy my Scary Mojo, because it isn't going to be useful in this match anymore. So I decided to bring in my Gastrodon next turn and use Surf, because the switch into his Tyranitar is pretty obvious, and I do more than half of his HP damage to this Tyranitar, so I decided to go for Surf again as he set up the layer of Salt Rocks with this Tyranitar. And after that it looks like a free KO for me, so I just go for another Surf as he do some Stab Crunch on me. And after that he decided to finally bring in his Skarmory, which is a pretty dangerous threat in his team to all my team, because you know he just keep setting up spikes and then roosting, and Skarmory pretty perfectly walls my Gastrodon, because you know I just can put it to the poison with Toxic, and only if I get a crit on the Surf I can do something to this Skarmory, because he's obviously faster. So I'm just dealing less than half of his HP, so I need a crit to do something to this Skarmory. And here's a boring part of this match, because you know he just keep roosting, and I just keep using Surf, hoping for a crit, which didn't occur actually. And you will see at the end that the game is hating me so much that it didn't get me even one crit, one single fucking crit in this game, even one single fucking crit. So yeah, anyway, after 3 roosts I decided to take a switch into my Infernape, as it got Fire Blast, which is super effective against this Skarmory, and I predict this obvious roost of his. And after that he decided to make another great prediction here, taking switch into his Hitran. So his fire attacks are boosted now, and I'm pretty troublesome here. So I decided to take a switch into my Gyarados, pretty much a death fodder, and because of the Stealth Rock and Spikes. But I want to see what he will lock himself into, and he locked himself into some ground attack type. So I decided to take a switch to my Snickers as it resisted, and after that he decided to take a switch into his Reddish Insect, and I predicted, and actually my Heat Wave misses, and I was like WTF, because you know Heat Wave is like 80% accuracy, and it misses, and it's fucking like a shit. So as you can see, I decided to predict his switch into Hitron and use some Thunder Wave here to get it paralyzed, and after that Air Slash it to the death. And actually I got a few flinches, but after that he just go for a Fire Blast, which didn't do that much to my Snickers, because my Snickers is a kind of special defensive wall of mine. So I just go for another Air Slash, and after the power hacks of his Hitron, he decided to take a switch into his Skarmory, and actually on the switch my Air Slash misses, which is just my luck. So after that he decided to trick me a bit, switching in the Hitron again. So I just go for a Heat Wave in case he will stay in, and after that Stealth Rock Recoil. His HP is now on the red color, so I just go for another Air Slash, as I am faster than his Hitron, and actually I got a flinch, so that's pretty good for me. So now it will be 1 KO for my Snickers. So the Hitron is down, and that's pretty good for me, because now he will just bring in his Scizor, and I'm pretty forced to switch because I don't want to lose my Snickers at this point. So I go for my Helios Volume 2, pretty much a death fodder because of the Stealth Rocks and Spikes. And he locked himself into Bullet Punch, so I decided to take a switch into my Infernape, and I made a great mistake here, because I forgot that my Infernape carries Choice Scarf, and I go for a Fake Out, and I'm trapped with Fake Out, so I can't do anything with that, and that was my big mistake here. So the next poke I decided to bring out was Gastrodon, and when he saw that, he just go for a Bullet Punch, and I go for a Stockpile. And here is my second mistake, because I should go for a Surf, as you will see at the end that it will be pretty nice to have this Scizor at low health. So anyway, just go for his Skarmory again, as I do some Surf. And here's again second boring part of this match. He will just keep roosting, and at this point I just figure out that the roost got only 10 PP, so I just want to make him run out of his roost, so I just keep using Surf, hoping for a crit, praying for a crit, but it didn't occur, and that sucks as hell. So he just keep roosting, I just use Surf, and actually he ran out of this roost, so he just go for a RAR to confuse me a bit, and the RAR brings out my Snickers, and he actually survived the Stealth Rock and Spikes recall, which is kind of a surprise to me. So I just go for the obvious Heat Wave to 1 KO this Skarmory, and it actually works, so that's pretty good at my part. And after that his last poke was Scizor, and he decided to trap itself with U-turn, as it is obviously faster thanks to the choice item. And after that my last poke was Gastrodon, so at this point it doesn't look like 2 KO for me, because as you can see U-turn did some decent damage, but it isn't 2 KO, so I just go for a Surf. It is absolutely 2 KO for me. And at this point I was praying that he didn't have a crit on that U-turn, and he actually did. So yeah, game hates me so much. I was so pissed off that I just said good game, and yeah, not much to say here. Comment, like, subscribe guys, later.